What's going on? What's going on, Bama Nation? How we feeling? How we feeling? It's yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. In my own words, on a Monday, doing this from the remote location at home on today, but still going to have fun with each and every last one of you. Talking that Bama football. We got Tennessee hate week this week. The matchup between the Crimson Tide and the Volunteers taking place on Saturday. Tuscaloosa, Bryant-Denny, 2:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. CBS will have the call on the game as the Volunteers come into Bryant-Denny the third Saturday in October. Rivalry, a big one right here. But you're rocking and rolling on what is the hottest show in these streets. We're giving you nothing but nonstop Bama football content. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Not taking calls today, but getting all comments. Light up the comments. Light up the chat line. Light up the super chat. Subscribe to the show. Hit that subscribe button right now. You don't want to miss nothing on your Bama. You want to in your face, up close, personal. Hit that subscribe button right now. Give us that thumbs up. Hit the like on the show. Smash the like button. keep this your spot for all things Bama, where you can be real and authentic and keeping everything Bama right here on this show, the platform, and the channel. That daily super chat go $100. Daily super chat going $100 right there. We appreciate all of you for that support. And before we even jump into the show, we're going to start shouting some people out here in the comment section. Here we go. We got some folks we got to shout out right now. If I can get this thing to actually scroll up here. Come on here, screen. There we go. Here we go. We got Jeremy Sanders with that Sweet Home Alabama Roll Tide Roll. Appreciate Jeremy checking in. We got my man DP, Don Parker. Roll Tide, everyone. Happy Tennessee Hate Week. Appreciate you, Don Parker. Gary D, writing in. Roll Tide. That's right. Time to leave these balls with some bad memories. Bama got to shut some teams down. Starting with Tennessee this week. We got Don Parker writing back in at Gary D, where you're responding to Gary's question. Bama owes Tennessee a beatdown, but let's see what we get on Saturday. Absolutely. Gary D writing back in, yes, we do, Don. Looking forward to it. This is a big match between Bama and Tennessee. Roll Tide and rise up. Roll Tide family. Appreciate Roll Tide and rise up. Checking in right there. We got Neo writing in. Good evening, everyone, with a Roll Tide. We appreciate that from Neo. Absolutely. Roll Tide and rise up. Loving the beat that we came into the show on, telling me to tell John Ivory this one is a vibe. John does a phenomenal job there with the music. Absolutely. Greg McKinney writes in, Roll Tide, everyone. It's Hate Week, talking about the Tennessee Volunteers. Appreciate that right there. Star Trek 205 writes, Steven went back to the old school picture on the intro. Charlie Strong is up there again. Yes, Charlie Strong back in Alabama as a defensive analyst, doing a great job, helping Kevin Steele, Travaris Robinson, Robert Bala, Freddie Roach, all those guys make those adjustments there in games. Let's see here. Quintez Nelson writes in, what up, Stephen Smith? I'm a Volunteer fan. Looking forward to Saturday. Sir, going to be a good game, Quintez. Going to be a good game between Alabama and Tennessee. Matchup in Tuscaloosa. Last year's game was at Neyland Stadium. It was an exciting, crazy game. Bryce Young, Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt caught 5 touchdowns in the Bama secondary. I still don't know how Pete Golding let that happen. But the final score was 52-49. Volunteers, they smoked cigars for the first time against Nick Saban in the Nick Saban tenure in Tuscaloosa. But looking forward to seeing what this game entails here. We got Mike Coleman writing in, number 6 on the like. Roll Tide, Stephen, the Blue Wrench game 10 losers. Roll Tide people. There goes Mike Coleman getting his thoughts in there. We got Jarvis S writing in, time to put Bobby Hill and the balls. What is up with people looking at Josh Heupel as I see the comparison. I've seen so many memes on Twitter that say it's confirmed Josh Heupel and Bobby Hill from King of the Hill are the same person. And if you look at the memes on social media, it does give it away. Like, he does look a little bit like Bobby Hill. He doesn't look a lot like Bobby Hill, but it does. The internet, y'all, is undefeated. The internet, people, is undefeated. But gotta give a shout out to Ty Alexander. Let's go with that $9.99 in the super chats. Get you those 3 hearty meals a day. You right, Ty. You right. Get some 3 hearty meals. 3 hearty meals. Absolutely. Got to get them 3 hearty meals in. Jarvis S writing back in. Tennessee ain't scoring 52 points on us this year. No anxiety this time. We got Hell Baby TV writing in. This is the week we put it all together. This is what Alabama fans want to see. Putting a complete football game together. We've seen adjustments made in the second half of games, but a complete game being put together. That's what you want to see. My man Jimmy Batman Clay writing in, Roll Tide. See y'all Saturday. Appreciate Jimmy Clay writing in right there. But you guys You guys continue to get that thing put in there. Mattress Matt from Mobile writes in, oh, man, we can't call in tonight. I know, Mattress Matt. I know, doing the show from home. But, Matt, hold that phone call to Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll be back in studio on Wednesday. So hold all of that from Wednesday. We got Christian Hughes writes in, Stephen M. needs that Taco Casa NIL deal. I don't need the NIL, Christian. That's Eli, my producer, who need that. I don't actually need the NIL. Now, Eli could use the NIL, and I would really hope he can get that. I don't need the NIL. Eli, he can use the NIL. Got to shout out Jimmy, Batman, Cash Money, Bucket Clay with that $20 donation. Appreciate Jimmy Clay helping us out there on the show. But you guys continue to get your thoughts in, get your comments in on the show. Love all of you guys and what you do, making this your spot here for all things Bama football. But we're going to get things popping here. First topic of conversation on the night, and that's going to Alabama's offense. It's got to start putting opponents away fast in games. We watched the matchup against Arkansas for homecoming, 11 a.m. kickoff. And for a lot of you, like me, y'all left the game going, okay, what in the world was this? Just when you think Alabama seems to have things going, they seem to be trending forward. They seem to be going in the right direction. We get a game like what happened Saturday that has a scratch in our heads going, okay, this is not the Bama I saw second half against South Florida. This is not the Bama I saw second half against Ole Miss. This is not the Bama I saw second half against Mississippi State. This is not the Bama I saw second half against Texas A&M. Okay, what's going on here? Because the first half, I mean, Bama was hitting with the okie-doke, bing, bing, bam. Like, Bama was killing them. You had Jalen Milroe, who was, 7 for 10 passing, had 3 total touchdowns, 2 touchdown passes, 79-yard bomb to Kobe Prentice. You were able to run the ball a little bit there. Defense was hitting Arkansas, knocking them over. The halftime score was 21-6. I'm like, okay, all right, this is what we want to see here. This is what we want to see here. And normally, we've seen Alabama second half team making those adjustments at halftime. We come out in the second half. I'm like, this is not the first half team. Like, the first half team was killing them. The second half team is letting them hang around in the game. Second half team, Milroe struggling, decision-making, intermediate passing game, was missing guys. Tommy Rees acting like he's allergic to run the football. Run the ball! Act like he's allergic to doing that. Defense made some mistakes. They're not a whole lot, but a couple of mistakes there. And I felt bad for Terrion Arnold because he had KJ Jefferson for a sack, and, well, that just didn't quite go well. But that wasn't on Terrion. I put that more so on where was the help. I mean, high school football coaches will tell you one guy hit high, one guy hit low, clean them out. Terrion did his part, but where was the help? The help was missing in action, and that's what you get when the help is missing in action. Arkansas scored 15 points in the second half, outscoring Alabama 15-3. Crimson Tide won the game 24-21, but it was one of those games. It was one of those wins that felt like a loss. It was one of those wins where you didn't dominate, you didn't make the team quit, you didn't beat the team to the ground. They hung around. You found a way to win the game, but you didn't dominate the game. And that's what Saban talked about a lot in the post-game presser. Yeah, Bama won the game. Yeah, we won the game, but we didn't dominate the game. Yeah, we won the game, but we didn't crush Arkansas' soul. Yeah, we won the game, but we didn't leave Arkansas feeling defeated. I mean, Arkansas had a chance to win the football game. A 2-4 Arkansas team. Yes, their play is better than their record. I get that. Heartbreaking losses to LSU, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. That they can be way better than 2-4. I get that. But Alabama let that team hang around. And when you get down to the gritty of your schedule, the meat of your schedule, where these games matter, and most importantly, the college football playoff committee wants to turn on the tape and look at, okay, when did you dominate your opponent, physically put them away from start to finish? Alabama hasn't physically put away a team yet. They got offensively, you got to start putting away teams early. Like Tommy Rees, where is the creativity from you? Not just the creativity, but the trust to remain with the run game. And we'll continue with that in the second part of the conversation. But I was looking up some stats here, people, on college football, stats.com. And these stats scared me, y'all. They scared me. Alabama is literally what? They are, 57th in scoring offense? 57th, y'all. Bama's only barely averaging 30 points a game. They're 57th in score. What? They're 87th for total offense. 87. Y'all, Bama is ranked 126th. We do realize there are 130 FBS teams, right? Bama's ranked 126th in sacks allowed. We're at the bottom. Sacks allowed. Bama's at the bottom. Sacks allowed. 31 sacks allowed. This is crazy. First down offense, Bama toward the bottom. Middle of the pack toward the bottom. Bama Nation, y'all not used to seeing that from your team toward the bottom offensively. You're not used to that. You're used to Bama being on the front page in terms of offensive stuff, especially with Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian and Michael Oxley too. But you're used to Bama being on the front page. Bama under Tommy Rees, they're at the second and third page. The bottom is some of this. Bama's an afterthought, a laughing stock in some of this. All right, Tommy Rees, where's the creativity from your end? You a young dude. Where's the creativity on your end? Like, where is that? Where's the efficiency and the effectiveness, Tommy Rees, on your end? Where is that? Kevin Steele's doing his part. Alabama defense, we're right there on the front page. We're right there. Total defense, we're right there. Scoring defense, we're right there. Pass defense, pass efficiency defense, sacks, we're right there. Kevin Steele's doing his part. Kevin Steele's holding up his end of the bargain. Tommy Rees, where you at? Where are you? I mean, where are you when you look at not just the creativity, but the trust in this offense? Like, Bama's got to start putting opponents away early in games, and it's not doing it. And it's got to get that complete game. Hasn't had it yet. When is that complete game going to come? When is that complete game going to happen? Because, like I mentioned, Tennessee is Saturday. They're going to come in with Joe Milton, big-armed quarterback. They can run the football. They got balance. Yes, they lost Brew McCoy for the season with an injury, but Squirrel Wright, that dude can play. They got other receivers that can play. Josh Heupel, one of the better offensive minds in college football. I mean, Josh Heupel, a former quarterback himself. Tommy Rees has got to come with it this week. He's got to come with it, man. He's got to come with it. I mean, this is pure sad. When I looked at these stats earlier today, people, and this is no typo, Bama 57th scoring offense, 87th total offense, 71st first down offense. We're at the bottom run offense. Come on. Normally, Alabama's at the top in many of these categories, several of these categories. That's not good. That's not good. And this starts with Tommy Rees as the offensive coordinator, the creativity, the game planning, the trust, the doing different things to offset defense. I remember Steve Sarkisian said, you want to do so many things well that you force a defense to guard to defend every inch of the field. You frustrate that defense out. You frustrate that defensive coordinator out because you have him going, how in the world am I going to defend every inch of the field against these guys? How in the world am I going to defend every inch of the field against this team? You stress them out. Tommy Rees ain't doing that, man. He's not doing it. You're running the same plays up the middle. I mean, it's cool to take deep shots, but where are the slants? Where are the screens? Where are the pop passes? I mean, we used to couldn't stand Lane Kiffin for running that jet sweep. Where's the jet sweep? What at it? You can run that with Isaiah Bond. You can run that with Kendrick Law. You can run that with Kobe Prentice. You can run that with Emmanuel Henderson. You can run that play. Like, we used to give Lane Kiffin fits for running a jet sweep, but it worked. What at it? Got to have some creativity, some flow here with your offense, Tommy Rees. This offense has got to start putting teams away. And it's a shame where we're at week 8 of the season and we're still wondering, where's the creativity? And we're still wondering, why can't this offense put opposition away? And we're still wondering, why is Alabama running these same kind of predictable plays that they've been running to this point? But this offense has got to get better in putting teams away. But that's just my thought there, on the statement. But we're gonna get back into the chat line to get your questions here. Here we go. We're gonna get back into the chat line here with your thoughts. So you guys have been writing up a storm here. Let's get to your thoughts in this chat line. Here we go. Appreciate all of you guys writing in. And we're gonna be back in studio on Wednesday. Here we go. So Don Parker with that $5 donation. Appreciate my man DP. Don Parker with that $5 right there. Message to Coach Rees, 12 personnel and running the ball is working. Why abandon it as soon as momentum builds? Don Parker, that's the question in everybody's mind. Why are you abandoning the run game when it's working? Why are you abandoning the run game when it is working? That's the big thing. If you see the run game working, if you see the run game having success, you don't go away from it when it's working. I appreciate Don Parker right there. I got shout out to my man, Big Bill. Bill from New York with a $5 donation. Bill writes in, Stephen Rees used to call games that suit the quarterback. Milroe is not elite like Hurts, Tua, Mac, or Bryce, who would have put up 40 points a game. Yes, you got to call plays that suit, what Milroe does, Bill. I agree with you. But at the same time, it's also, he could call a screen too. He can call a slant too. He can call a jet sweep too. Just little small creative things, what we're asking for. Kenny Heathcock, we appreciate you, Kenny, with that $5 donation. Appreciate you, Kenny Heathcock. There you go. Appreciate that. The President Wayland comes in here with that $9.99 and the donations. Appreciate that from Wayland. Thanks to him right there. Gerald Vickery is writing in. Will the real Alabama please stand up? Please stand up. My opinion, Bama could beat the Vols 31-17 or get beat 30-14, depending on what Alabama shows up. And do we give left tackle some help? Gerald, I agree with you. I agree with you on that right there. It depends on which Alabama shows up. And a lot of people felt that J.C. Latham should have made the move to left tackle. I felt that way myself. Coach Saban doesn't share the same vibe. He's stating how JC is a prototypical right tackle, where we need him to be at right there. Left tackle, he continues to look at Caden Proctor and Elijah Pritchett. Sometimes I wonder, why doesn't Alabama just use a tight end to help chip on that side? I know it may take a receiving option out of a pass pattern, but you got to do something to prevent all these sacks here to the quarterback. Mattress Matt writes in, Tommy Rees is Bill O'Brien's long-lost nephew. I'm starting to think it is, Matt. I'm starting to think Tommy Rees may be Bill O'Brien's long-lost nephew. I mean, he's not flipping the play sheet back and forward and rubbing his chin, but running his hands through his hair and stuff. He might be Bill O'Brien's long. Mattress Matt, you may have. We'll put a pin and revisit that one. You may have something there, Mattress Matt. You may have something. Sully 462 writes in. He's going to play devil's advocate. Maybe the offensive players can't handle creativity. Reese is calling the plays that can run. Maybe, Sully, maybe. Could be. But just try some creativity. And then if you can't handle it, then we can say that. But until the creativity is tried, at least, then we can't just sit there and say they can't handle any creativity. My thing is at least try. I mean, he ran a slant against Texas A&M to Jermaine Burton for a touchdown. That worked. So some more creativity can be in there. You got to pull it out. At least try it. Jonathan McMillan writes in, we are last in the SEC with sacks allowed. Yes. Bama's last in the SEC, and Bama is also 126th in the nation. So toward the bottom of the nation for sacks allowed with 31. 26 of those sacks, Jalen Milroe. Now, I get it. Not all of these sacks are on the offensive line. I do want to take a moment to defend the guys up front. Not all of the sacks are on them. Some of this is also Jalen Milroe. Look, my man, you got to let go of that football faster. You got to make quicker, faster decisions. Some of this is on the offensive line, true, but some of this is also on Jalen Milroe. You got to make quicker, faster decisions with that football. You can't just be holding it. You got to make a decision with that football to prevent that as well. Appreciate you guys with that. Gary D writes in, Tommy O'Brien. That's funny. Tommy O'Brien. That is funny right there. Tommy O'Brien. Tammy Sprinkle writes in, Roll Tide, Stephen M. Smith. Appreciate that, Tammy Sprinkle. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Bama Hammer writes in, why are you shocked after watching this team play? It's not the fact, Bama Hammer, that I'm shocked. It's the fact that we all, as consumers of this program, we desire to see better. We do. And for a lot of us, we hang on to the words Nick Saban mentioned when he first stepped off the plane in 2007, when he said, we're going to give you a program that you as the fans can be proud of, or you as the consumer can be proud of, right? So when, and you as Alabama fans, you guys are highly intelligent people. When you see something that that you don't rock with, you're quick to call it out, right? I mean, for example, you go to a restaurant and you order a double cheeseburger with no pickle and no tomato. And you look at your burger, right? And there's pickle and tomato on there. You ticked off, right? Because you asked for that burger to have no pickle and no tomato. And the people put pickle and tomato on there, you're going to walk right in that restaurant and tell them folks a piece of your mind because they got your order on, right? You weren't vibing with that. It's the same thing here. When you are looking at a football team that you as a fan invest a lot of your time in, and a lot of you do, and when you are seeing this football program not performing the way that you would like for it to perform as somebody that has rooting interest in the team. You're gonna let them know something. So it's not the fact that I'm shocked. It's the fact that after seeing, second half performances against Ole Miss and Mississippi State and Texas A&M, I would have liked to have seen that second half performance play out in the second half performance against Arkansas, which we did not see. So that's all I'm saying right there. Sully 462 writes in, how do you get flagged when you're in victory formation? Sully, I don't know. That whole play was weird. Jermaine Burton was yapping off, and I don't think he understood what was going on. Rodell Williams and I think Jace McClellan were trying to calm him down. Jalen Miller was trying to get people set, and folks wasn't. That was just weird. That was just weird. That whole play was just weird. That's all I can say about that. That play was just weird. Patricia Purdue writes in, Stephen the Voice. Stephen the Voice. Stephen the Voice. I mean, hey, this is how I sound. That's how I sound, man. Hey, that's how I sound. I mean, I can't control how I sound. That's just how I sound. All right, let's see. Gary D writes in, exactly, Stephen. He's young and runs an older style offense. Confusing. This is kind of the reason why a lot of you at first wanted, and this is before he started struggling at Clemson. A lot of you wanted Garrett Riley, Lincoln Riley's brother, who was at TCU, but he's struggling at Clemson. And before the struggles happened, this is why a lot of people were looking at Garrett Riley. This is why a lot of people were looking at, once again, names like Joe Brady, though he's in the NFL quarterback coach. This is why people were looking at him. This is why people continue to look at Chip Long. Jeff Lebby was a name thrown out there. These are like strategic, offensive coaches that can adapt and evolve. But Tommy Rees still having a sort of a difficult time here with that. Brian Russell writes in, tired of the sacks. That's got to get cleaned up. Once again, part of that is Eric Wolford and this offensive line, who talked all summer long about wanting to be physical, wanting to be dominant, wanting to make teams quit. The other part of that, Milroe has got to get rid of the football. Milroe has got to get rid here of the football. Let's see here. Siobhan Pompey writing in that score points. When the board does the review, will go high in the ranking. This team doesn't seem to care about that. They're too busy going out. Hey, got to get that focus in the line, Siobhan. You're right about that. Got to get that focus in the line. Gregory Pace writes in, Wolford, where are you at? Hey, where's it? For real, though, where is he at in terms of his offensive line? For real, where is he at? William, my man Big Bill writes in, Stephen, the defense is better than last season, in my opinion. Defense is bad. Kevin Steele's done a great job. Kevin Steele has done a great job. This is no indictment on Kevin Steele. This defense is playing ball. Kevin Steele, the entire defensive staff, Kevin Steele, Travaris Robinson, Freddie Roach, Robert Bala, Coleman Hutzler, the defensive analysts led by Charlie Strong. The defense is doing its part. I can't fault the defense. Yes, there are times where they may get hit with a bad penalty or two. That happens. We don't like that. But at the end of the day, this is no indictment on Kevin Steele. Kevin Steele is doing his part. He's doing his job. Jeremy Sanders writes in, bottom line, Wolford and Rees got to go. Man, Wolford's recruiting well, but this development, man, this development got to get better. This development got to get way better. Way better. Got to get way better. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Bobby Sprinkle writes in, Stephen M. Smith, you need to go talk to Saban and Rees. You need to tell both run the ball. Don't get away from it if it's working. Bobby, do you not know how many times I've mentioned this to Coach Saban? Do you not know how many times, Bobby, I've mentioned this to Coach Saban? I don't know when it's going to take root, man. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. All right, Kareem Hood 40 writes in, maybe Tommy didn't get the memo or the blueprint to Alabama. Kareem, I think he got the blueprint. I mean, Tommy be the one sitting here with the run the ball hat on and all this. I think Tommy got the blueprint. I just think he ain't sticking with it. Tommy got the blueprint. I just don't think he's sticking with it. That's my main thing. That's my main thing. Here we go. Brian Russell. Joe is no Hendon Hooker at quarterback. Joe Milton's got an arm, but Hendon Hooker was different. Hendon Hooker was different. We'll see. But Hendon Hooker was different. I will say that. Hendon Hooker was different. Damian Owens writes in, that's all Nick Saban. That man ain't doing nothing unless Nick let him. It start with Nick. True story. It all starts with Coach Saban. And have y'all noticed, before we get into the second topic, have y'all noticed Coach Saban has taken a lot more of the blame this year? And I understand him taking a lot of the ownership when this team is concerned, but it's sometimes this is what I don't get. Okay, so this is what I don't get. So you're going up against a team, and you know this team's got talent, and you know this team's got playmakers. This team may not be as good talent-wise as your team, but they got dudes also. And you've been working with your players all week about don't be complacent, don't take the other team lightly, lock in, focus in, best effort, intensity, pride in performance, all of these sayings that Coach Saban throws out there, right? And then Wednesday, Saban goes out there and tells you the team ain't focused enough. What causes the team to not be focused enough? I mean, if you own them like you said you own them, what is causing the team not to be focused enough? That's just my thing. What is causing the players not to be all the way locked in? I mean, 2 years in a row, no national championship. Here we are, the third year in the series. Saban never lets 3 years in the series go by without that national championship. I'm just saying, kind of weird to me, but then again, that's just me. Appreciate you guys writing in, giving your thoughts here on the show. Let's see, James Knox writes in, the self-scouting department and scout team defense needs to bring the fire to the first team offense all day, every day. That scouts need to bring that fire in preparation. Scouts need to bring that fire, James. You're right. They do. Mattress Matt writes back in, why have we adopted the drop back statue offense and abandoned notion misdirection? That's another good question, Mattress Matt. I mean, Jalen Milroe is not a drop back pocket passer. He's a motion, he's a misdirection, he's the on the move type of guy. I don't know why this team has been abandoning what it does. It does. I have no idea as to why that's happening. Let's see here. Appreciate you guys writing in. Let's see. Dexter Wright writes in, offensive line is interfering with everything. They've got to get right in terms of stopping the penalties. Number one, Jaden Roberts, I like him. Jaden Roberts is becoming a bright spot. I like him at left guard. Guy physically looks like DJ Fluker, physically. But I like Jaden Roberts. I think you keep him at left guard, Tyler Booker at right guard. You keep J.C. Latham, I guess, where he is, though I would have loved to have seen him at left tackle. He's a right tackle. Seth McLaughlin has gotten better at center. He's made improvement there with the snaps. This offensive line, penalties and It ain't to put your hands on folks, man. Put your hands on folks and drop them to the ground. I mean that's the thing. Put your hands on folks, drop them to the ground. Jeremy Sanders, where's the prototypical left tackle then? Well, the idea was Caden Proctor was supposed to be the prototypical left tackle, and Caden's going to be good in time, but right now struggling. Needs to drop weight in the offseason. Needs to get down from 370 to maybe 330. Needs to get that weight down. That's going to be important for Proctor. Needs to get that weight down. Needs to get that weight down. Absolutely, got to get that down. All right. Well, as you guys are continuing your thoughts here, we're going to move to topic number 2 of the conversation. We've all been talking about Tommy Rees in one way or in one shape, shape, or form. But the big question for Tommy Rees is going to be, moving forward, can Tommy Rees please, can this man please just trust the run game? When it's working, can he please just trust the run game when it's working? We're not asking you to solve a mathematical equation, Tommy Rees. We're not asking you to solve a physics question, chemistry question. We're not asking that. We're not even asking you to give all the numbers for the symbol pi. 3.14, and then y'all just have it with the rest of that. All we're asking you, Tommy Rees, is just to trust the run game when it's working. When you are seeing Jace McClellan rip off 5 yards a carry, trust that. Keep it going. When you are seeing Rodell Williams rip off 5+ yards per carry, when you're seeing Jam Miller rip off 5+ yards a carry, when Justice Haynes enters the game and he's having success, don't take the ball out of their hands. Don't do that. Let them continue to run the football. I mean, that Alabama had 217 yards rushing. Now, I know because Jalen Milroe took some sacks, it brought it down to 177. But Alabama had 217 yards rushing against the Hogs. Like every running back in that game had over 5 yards per carry. That should tell you Alabama has the ability to run the football. That should indicate Alabama has the ability to, when it wants to, lean on the opposing defensive line and have its way. It should tell you that. And if it tells you that, why do you go away from it? Like if it tells you that, why do you deviate from that? That's my question. Like, I get it. 3rd and 10, 2nd and 10. Those are obvious passing situations. But when you're running the football and you're getting 5 yards and 5 yards and 5 yards and 5 yards, and your average play is now it's 2nd and 5, now it's 3rd and 2. You don't go away from the run. The only time you go away from the run is when the opposing team shows you, okay, we've adjusted to this, we can stop this, and we are stopping it. That's when you go away from the run. But if you see you are physically wearing a team down running the football, when you see you are gashing them for 5, 6, 7+ yards, chunk yardage plays, then you don't distance yourself away from that. And I feel like there have been quite a few times this season so far where, Alabama's gotten momentum running the football. They've gained confidence. They've gained success. They've gained the momentum. And then Tommy Rees goes away from it. And then once he goes away from it and starts to establish the passing game again, then you're not hitting on those passes, and it throws you out of rhythm. It throws you completely out of rhythm. When you're facing Tennessee Saturday, that's got a pretty good pass rush. What do? You got to run it right at them. When you face LSU coming up, that's got a pretty good pass rush. You run it right at them. When you face Kentucky, Mark Stoops, who keeps a solid defense, and they got pretty good pass rush, you got to run it right at them. When you're facing Auburn in the Iron Bowl, they typically have pretty good pass rush. Got to run the football at them. So that's I don't understand why Tommy Rees, what's causing him not to really trust the backs. I don't get it because there was a drive where it started off. McClellan had 5 yards, and Roydell had 10, and Jam had 10, and then Roydell busted through for like 25, like gashing them, and then just went away from it. I don't get it. Don't understand it. But I would like to see, for the life of me, I would like to see Tommy Rees just trust the running ability. Just trust these backs. Now, a lot of these guys are 4 and 5 stars for a reason. Trust what they bring to the table at their respective position. We're going to go back here to this chat line to get your questions, to get your thoughts. I just wanted to say that there on Tommy Rees. I just felt like saying that at the time. Just felt like saying it. Let's see here. Here we go. So here we go. Tammy Sprinkle writes in, Stephen, Bobby Sprinkle's my husband, in case you didn't know. I had the idea, Tammy. I had the idea. Appreciate that. Bobby Sprinkle writing in, Stephen, much love to you, my man from the Sprinkle family to York. Bobby and Tammy, thank you guys. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Randy Ware writes in, Saban needs to give Rees a McLaren slap on the booty. That'd be good, Randy. That'd be good. But Randy, the only way that could happen, Tommy Rees needs to be on the sideline. As long as Tommy Rees is in that box, Saban ain't gonna be able to do that. Man. Tommy Rees needs to be on that field for Saban to do that. Guys, shout out to DJ Webb on the track, baby. That $10 donation, DJ Webb. Appreciate that right there. Thanks to you, DJ Webb. But yes, Randy, he needs to be on the sideline for that to happen. Tommy Rees do. Needs to be on the sideline in order to do that. Let's see here. Derek Kastarpin. May need to get that last name out, but Derek Kastarpin writes in, coaching carousel. Is it coaching is the problem? Coaching is the problem. It is. I mean, the development has been the issue, right? So many levels of this team, the development's been the issue. And I don't get why the development's been a major issue for this team at certain positions. Development's been an issue on the offensive line. Development's been an issue in terms of kickoff returner and punt returner. It's been an issue. I mean, I look at the wide receiver position. I like Jermaine Burton stepping up, Isaiah Bond stepping up. The number 3 guy, I mean, who is that? Is it Amari Nyblack? I mean, Kobe Prentice wants to do something. He needs to be on the field more. You know, Jalen Hale's a guy that who's the number 3 guy being developed behind Burton and Bond? especially with Burton leaving after this year. Who are the other guys being developed to be the one receiver? What happened to Ja'Cory Brooks, for crying out loud? He only had like one catch last week. Dude had 8 touchdowns last season. Where's Ja'Cory Brooks? For real, like, is the work ethic not there? That's been a head scratcher for me. Justin Summerlin writes in, I believe in this team and believe they will get it right. I trust Nick Saban. We will dominate Tennessee. I like this team. I like the character on this team. I do. I like the week-by-week growth that this team is taking. What I'm looking at is the offensive coordinator, Tommy Rees, the offensive line coach, Eric Wolford, and sometimes the wide receiver coach, Holman Wiggins, the development of these players. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. The development of these players. The talent's there. The talent's right there. The development of that talent is what I'm questioning right now. That's what I'm questioning. Not questioning the talent. Development of the talent. That's where my eyeballs are at this point. Let's see here. Continuing with your thoughts on the show, and write your thoughts in here. Whitwell Sports writing in Roll Todd Wrong. Appreciate Title Towel. Appreciate Title Towel here for the thoughts right there on the show. Getting more of your thoughts here on the channel. Let's see here. Don Parker writes in, Steven, 100 yards rush in the second quarter, and they abandoned it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I referenced a drive, Don Parker in particular, where Alabama had Jace McClellan get 5 to 6 yards. Jam Miller, 5 to 6 yards. Then Roydell broke off what looked like a 20-yard run. Justice Haynes broke off a 5-yard run. Jace came back in 15. Like, they were killing him. And I think that drive ended up in a touchdown or a field goal. I know it was points. And then you go away from it after having that kind of drive. I really don't understand that. Here we go. Jeremy Sanders writes in, Saban needs to freak a headset on Rees. Or is he saying break a headset on Rees? Probably saying break a headset on Rees. Probably do. Bama Hammer writes in, look for Tennessee to stack the box with 6 and sack Milroe or pressure him to throw under pressure. Bama Hammer, yeah. I mean, to be honest, Tennessee stacked the box at times last year with Bryce Young and got pressure. And that was Bryce Young. They stacked the box on him and got pressure. So, yeah, Josh Heupel's going to have 7, 8 guys in the box. He's going to do that. And he's going to force you to throw the football. Bama's going to have to throw the football, but in moments when there are not 7 or 8 guys in the box, he's going to run the football. My man Big Bill wants to thank all of the Tide fans and the people of Alabama for treating he and his wife Diana so well. Bill, I'm happy you had fun at the game, man. You said, Bill, you were coming down and you had fun. You enjoyed yourself. So big ups to the Bama Nation, making my man Bill from New York and his wife Diana feel at home. That was awesome. Bill said most polite folks I've ever met. That is awesome. Happy that you got a chance to enjoy that, Bill. He also writes in, Kobe Prentice will step up. I like Prentice. I do like Prentice. I still like Prentice right there. Let's see here. Bama Hammer writes back in, Bama is still using the Sarkisian playbook, but Tommy Rees won't open the book. He need to. Bama is still using that Kiffin-Sarkisian playbook, but Tommy's got to open that thing up. Tommy's got to open that thing up. They're still using the Kiffin-Sarkisian Loxley playbook, but Tommy Rees got to crack that sucker open. You got to crack that sucker open, man. You got to have some. You got to be creative. You got to crack that playbook open. Appreciate all of you guys getting your thoughts in, writing how you feel, getting your comments across. You guys are awesome. You guys are phenomenal. Even though I'm doing this show from home today, I'll be back in studio on Wednesday to continue hottest show on the streets here, talking your Bama football. But we're getting to right now our final topic of conversation, and that's just on, Saban did today update 2 5-star linebackers. We have all been asking, where is Keon Keeley and where is Yancey Pierre? Where are they? Right? Where's Pierre? Where's Keeley? And I remember during SEC Media Days back in July in Nashville, Dallas Turner talked about, hey, these two guys have rare, freakish athleticism. They have big play talent. They have big play ability. They have big play skills written all on them. Like, he talked very high of those two. Saban talked about the growth that these two guys have made, in practice. But, we as consumers are asking, okay, well, where are they? Why have they not gotten on the field? Like, if these two guys are big, bad, mean, aggressive 5 stars on defense, where are they in relation to getting on the field? Well, here's the answer to that question. Bama is extremely deep at outside linebacker. They're deep. And unfortunately, Pierre and Keeley were not spring guys. They were summer enrollees. So when you get here in the summer and you have to play catch up, especially at a position where it's deep across the board, that's hard. I mean, it's hard when you look at, you've got Dallas Turner in front of you, Chris Braswell in front of you, Quandarius Robinson in front of you, Keanu Colt in front of you. 4 guys right there. Then you look at Jeremiah Alexander, was in front of you, but now he's working inside backer a little bit, or I think he's doing both, inside and outside. I know he went more for the inside because of a Deontay Lawson injury. Now that Lawson's back, Alexander's probably back working outside, but Saban's probably cross-training him at 2 positions. The point is, you're deep in that outside linebacker room. So for Keeley and Pierre, Alabama's at that point in time in the season where it can't get the amount of reps for both of those guys as it may would like to. So next season will be the year for Pierre and Keeley, especially with you have Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell needing to make NFL draft decisions after this year. You got Quandarius Robinson. I think he may stick around. Keanu Colt, question may be, does he end up transferring? Would he transfer? So I think next year would more so be the time for Pierre and Keeley to step up and become monsters and impactful on this defense, because they both, I mean, they both excel in practice. I mean, Keeley is built different. He's already 6'5", 250 plus pounds. And he took jersey number 31 because he wanted to follow in Will Anderson's footsteps. So Keeley's already built differently. And then Pierre, that guy's a monster also from Eufaula High School, the cousin of Courtney Upshaw. So both of these guys, genetic-wise, physically, they're ready to play right now. But because of the fact that you're deep at that outside linebacker position, I look at next year will be the time for Keeley and Pierre. But folks, as always, I want to appreciate all of you checking us out on this Monday edition of In My Own Words, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Yours truly, Stephen M. Smith, shooting this from the home location here in Tuscaloosa. Guys, I'll be back in studios on Wednesday, taking all your calls, all your thoughts, all your conversations. Light us up on Wednesday upon me making my return. As always, people, you want the best in news, notes, conversation, entertainment, updates on your Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. Now, for your audio needs, here we go, people. Get these sites: iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, Google Play, or iHeartRadio. You've got you covered right there. Once again, if the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I'll be back in studios on Wednesday covering nothing but Bama football. Guys, show some love to you guys, the Bama fans, for all the chatting, all the donating, all the conversations. You making this your spot, your channel, your network to talk all things Bama football. Until next time, folks, husbands, take care of your wives. Love your wives. Wives, appreciate, value those husbands. To all my children out there, all the kiddos out there, you do the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing to not be bored and get your schoolwork done intact there. Be sure to get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day. I'm working on meal number 3 right now. So getting yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen Smith. You've been listening to In My Words. Appreciate all of you.